Hey, what's up, everybody? So, gonna be doing a little bit of a different video with this, essentially a different approach. What I'll be doing is kind of a more how-to educational type of deal, and I'll be delving a little bit more into the nitty-gritty of what it takes to be successful in specific roles within gaming teams, organizations, clans, guilds, you name it, right? And I'll be essentially going down each role and delving into what I think and my perspectives of what it takes to be successful or as successful as possible within each specialty. Now, the one thing that I want to preface, as it seems like I am categorizing and isolating each and every single one. Multiple people will comprise themselves of multiple roles, especially with the ones that I'm bringing onto the table. What I'll be delving into is how to capitalize on ensuring that each role is whatever you have proficiency in or have motivation or interest or curiosity towards is or can be um, like understood to the maximum potential in terms of being able to bring the most out of it whenever you need to implement whatever skill or whatever role you need to do in whatever objective oriented thing that you plan on going for competitively in gaming or maybe just in life, right? So, the first thing that I actually like to touch on is the theory crafter. And I feel like a lot of you know what that essentially entails. It's essentially a strategist. Now, a lot of theory crafters essentially delve down the unfortunate pothole of being unfortunately too technical, trying to be a little bit way too focused on the numbers, going too deep into the mathematics. And yes, it's good to really understand the mathematics from a foundational standpoint as you understand the core concepts and what makes the game, and what makes specific things interact or work the way they do, especially if you're a coder, right? Delving to the code functions, delving to how they interconnect to each other in different groups, and essentially how everything works in tandem to create this massive functioning thing that essentially operates as a daily life function for a lot of people, right? But the problem with a lot of theory crafters and a lot of strategists is once again, they delve too far into it. The balance is off. They think that because they know the technical, because they know the math, because they know so much about how a game works from the back end, that they understand how to be the greatest of all time. And they come out of nowhere saying, oh, this is what you need to do, this is how you need to implement it, and boom, bam, done, top one, easy. That is not how you go about it, man. That is just not how you go about it. You see, everything comes with balance. And what a lot of theory crafters need to understand is that in order to be successful, you need to be open minded. And you need to be able to understand pretty much each role from a conceptual standpoint in order to really understand how the strategies, hypotheses, and various different things that you're trying to implement work in tandem to essentially benefit the entirety of the team and utilize everybody's core strengths into an amazing solution that ends up working out because it works for everybody. And I know that may sound really hard, and a lot of people will be like, oh, but you should go for the meta. Well, I would like to share a little bit of my perspective. I am someone who has competed at quite a bit of things, from Dauntless to MMOs to shooters to freaking Minecraft to creative stuff, even, right? And many times you're going to find people who also think the same way you initially do. Just go for the meta, go for what's originally established and just do that, just do that. We're going to be better than everybody else. It's going to be fine. Here's the thing. That's complacency talking. You're going in there thinking that you're hot shit, but you're not putting in the work to actually really think out of the box to put you in the best position to outdo the competition. Because, well, you're not thinking creatively. You're not innovating. You're not theory crafting more. You're more so just relying on things that are already established and maybe doing a little bit more of your number work. Maybe you know a little bit more about that. Knowledge, right? The idea of knowledge. Now, here's the thing. When you're at the highest level, when you're competing against some of the greatest teams, you've ever seen, some high tier, multi-million dollar organizations, and even people who are essentially being paid to do this shit, you're going against people that know this to a T more than you do most of the time. Or hell, if you're already up there, you're going to be going against people who know it as good as you do. The key of differentiating yourself amongst that level of competition relies solely in innovation. Thinking outside of the box, being able to bring things into light that are more than just what's already established technically. You go deep, my friend. You delve into the crevices that nobody else has gone before, and your curiosity brings you to different places. But once again, open mindedness essentially gives leeway for such a thing to happen. And in turn, open mindedness gives you the ability to strategize at the most efficient way possible. Because you think about the way your team works. You think about the strategies that everyone has essentially made. You video analyze so many different things from your own play to other people's play. And you think about the valuable things you can gain from each one and you bring them to the table like a legend. You're like, all right, let's do this. Let's bring all those theories together and make the craziest approach ever. I found a lot of success doing that. I always considered how my team worked. I always considered the strengths and the cons of my team. I went deep into understanding each and every single one of them and theory crafting the best possible way to apply them and put them in the best position of success. It's the key, you know? And on top of that, it's like being able to understand the meta and being able to know what you can do to twist it up in your own fun way. If everybody just played what was already established, everybody would just kind of circle jerk their way into whoever had the best luck, whoever was the most fortunate, whoever, whatever, like, right? But that's the thing. Competition's not really fun when it's mundane. It's fun when people actually bring different things to the table. But I'm not just talking about fun, that's when you win. People who want it more will figure something crazy out and will essentially introduce a new level of meta that nobody else has essentially seen before. And that's what I love doing. And that's the success of it. That's the pinpoint accuracy understanding of how to actually get to a point where you're top tier in anything that you do. Think outside of the box. Open-mindedness, balance, all of that. It's key. And it's practical, it's logical. And I'm not saying forgo the numbers, right? I'm not saying forgo the mathematics. I'm just saying it's a mere part of the entire system. It's a cog within this whole interconnections of various different functioning mechanisms. It's mad and it's awesome. And I think a lot of people should come to understand more about that because I feel like that will actually increase the skill level of a lot more players, a lot more teams, a lot more organizations, and actually bring that crazy, awesome competition that I'm just addicted to more so to the bigger stage. You see a lot of people up there. They're really good, right? They're considered some of the best even at many times. But the thing is, it's like the disparity. Sometimes it's too big. Complacency ends up coming in, and they're like, "We're the best. We know already. We're too good." And competition becomes stale. It's like, it's like you can watch esports, I guess, but then if people keep going crazy, and well, not go crazy, sorry, and the top guys stick wherever the hell they are, it's kind of like meh, you know? Why would you want to watch this type of shit? You're kind of just watching it for the hell of it. And hell, complacency leads to lack of understanding. So all of a sudden, maybe other teams would come in, and despite them being the greatest of all time, other teams pop in, they innovate, they create a new strat, and they're still complacent, and they get fucked over, and it's kind of over. You know, it's like, oh, send help to these quote unquote goats. GG. But that's my perspective. That's how you become an incredibly successful theorycrafter. And I feel like people should really understand that. In the next coming episodes, I will delve more into the other rules. There's so many that I really want to go into. I feel like it's gonna definitely lead more into the dozens. But what I really want to do and really want to give people the idea of is understand the value of different personalities and different people that come into your team. They may be bad at one, right? But that doesn't necessarily mean their value ends there. What I want people to understand is that so many people can come in and be a legendary mathematician, a freaking IGL, man, like people manager, execution specialist, innovator, game breaker, vibe controller, like even emotional support, like a financial guru, grinder, the unorthodox specialist, the guy always does stuff away from the crowd, the artist, the recruiter, the coach, so much, man. And I kind of want to push you guys to delve into understanding what it means to be a jack of all trades, master of none, but always better than a master of one. But anyways, that's everything from me in regards to this episode, fellas, and I hope you guys got some insight from it. I had a lot of fun making it, and I hope to see you guys in the next episode. Take care, everybody, and have a fantastic night. Bye bye.